Welcome to Online English class. This is Level 1, Lesson 6 for April 22nd. This is Part 2. Today we're going to learn extra English, so we're going to learn food categories. Then we're going to learn Unit 7, Lesson B and Lesson C. You are probably watching this video between April 22nd and May 6th. This video was filmed on April 19th. Alright, let's talk food categories. So, when I talk about food categories, I'm talking about groups of food. What we call groups of food. So, for example, we have fruit. Fruit is a category. So, what are the fruit that you know? There are apples, bananas, bananas, oranges. All of these are fruit. So, the category or the group for all of these is fruit. And we have vegetables. Vegetables. We have lettuce, celery, carrots, onions. I think an onion is a vegetable, right? Maybe. Broccoli. So, these are vegetables and these are fruit. Okay, so produce. When you go to a grocery store, there's a produce section. Produce is fruit and vegetables. Produce is fruits and vegetables. And we have meats. We have meat. Under meat, we have seafood. We have, seafood. We have shrimp, fish, crab, clams. These are types of seafood. It goes under the category called meat. And then we have lunch meat. Lunch meat is deli meat. This is the type of meat you eat in a sandwich. This is the meat that's already cooked for you, so you can just eat it cold. It's called lunch meat. And then we have raw meat. Raw meat is meat that you need to cook. So if you have beef, like a steak, or like chicken breast, it's raw meat. And then this is lunch meat. Lunch meat is meat that is already cooked for you. So if you have children at home, sometimes you have lunch meat for them to eat because you do not need to cook lunch meat. So these are the types of meat, and this is the category meat. Again, apples, bananas, and oranges are fruit. The category is fruit. Vegetables, these are all vegetables. So, this is what I mean when I say food categories or groups. There's certain words that help you find the food because it tells you, in this section, we have fruit. So you can find all the fruit here. Okay, now let's talk about dairy. Dairy is a food category, a food group. So what is dairy? Dairy is milk, cream, cheese, and yogurt. So dairy is milk, cream, cheese, and yogurt. All right, so in your book, let's talk about foods. Let's find out the names of food and what category they are. A potato is a vegetable. Cheese is dairy. Milk is dairy. Bread is just bread. An onion. Is an onion a vegetable or a fruit? I think it's a vegetable. A tomato is a fruit. Okay? So, do you like fruit? Tell me, do you like fruit? Yes or no? Do you like apples? Do you like bananas? Do you like oranges? Do you like vegetables? What kind of vegetables do you like? Do you like leafy green vegetables? So, leafy green vegetables are the green vegetables, the leaves. So we have spinach, kale, lettuce. These are leafy green vegetables. Or do you like root vegetables? Root vegetables like carrots, potatoes, carrots and potatoes. Or maybe you like beans. Do you like beans? Beans are part of vegetables. What kind of vegetables do you like? Do you like meat? What kind of meat do you like? Do you like dairy? What kind of dairy do you like? Okay, so let's review lesson B. In lesson B, we learned how many and how much. So, when we use how many when we talk about something we can count. So we say, how many eggs? How many eggs? Well, eggs are something we can count. So we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs. So we say how many when we talk about something we can count. So we say how many eggs? Sugar. Can we count sugar like this? This is a marker, so it's not a very good drawing. So this is a drawing of a spoon of sugar. Okay? So, this is a spoon full of sugar. Can you count all the sugar in there? No, we cannot count it. It's too many. So we say, how much sugar? How much sugar? So we say, a little or a lot. How much? How much sugar? All right, let's go back to the pictures here. Potatoes. Can we count potatoes? Yes, we can. We can count potatoes. We can count 1 potato, 2 potatoes, 3 potatoes. Cheese. We do not count cheese, so we say, how much cheese? How much cheese? Milk. We do not count milk, so we say, how much milk? A lot of milk or a little milk? Bread. Again, we do not count bread, so we say, how much bread? A lot of bread or a little bread? Onions. We can count onions, so we say, how many onions? Tomatoes. We can count tomatoes, so we say, how many tomatoes? All right, so on lesson C, we use there is and there are. We use there is when we talk about one thing. We use there is when we talk about one thing. So if we say a banana, we know there is only one banana. So we say there is a banana. If there are many things, we say there are. So if there are two bananas, we say there are two bananas on the table. Now, we also say there is for things we cannot count. For things we do not count, we say there is. So we say there is bread. Let's go back and look at things we cannot count. This is the things we can count. These are the things we cannot count. So we say there is bread, there is cheese, there is coffee, there is juice, there is meat, there is milk, there is rice, there is sugar, and there is water, because these are things we cannot count. So one more time, we use there is when we talk about one thing, we use there are when we talk about many things, and we use there is for things we cannot count. Okay, so when we write a sentence, we say there is, or we say there are. But when we ask a question, we move is to the front, or we move are to the front. So when we ask a question, we ask, is there? Or we ask, are there? So let's ask, is there sugar? Is there sugar? The answer is yes, there is. Or no, there isn't. Including blue? No, okay. Now, if I want to talk about a lot of apples, I want to talk about a lot of apples. Do I use is there, or do I use are there for a lot of apples? We use are there because we're talking about a lot of things. We use are there apples. Okay, and then the answer is yes, there are, or no, there are not. So, in this question, we have the word are. So, in our answer, we write the word are. In this question, is there sugar? Is. And in the answer, is. So this is the question word. Are there apples? Yes, there are. Are there apples? No, there are not. And let's talk about one thing. Is there a cucumber? When we talk about one thing, like one cucumber, we have to write a, the word a. But when we talk about many things, we don't need to write anything here. We can just ask, are there apples? But when we ask about one thing, this is something we can count. We can count there is one cucumber. We have to use the word a. Is there a cucumber? So the answer is yes, there is. Or no, there isn't. Is is. In this one, we say, is there sugar? In this one, we don't write A. We don't write the word A because we cannot count sugar. There's no counting sugar. But here, we say, is there a cucumber? Because we count cucumbers. So we have to write A. Is there sugar? Is there a cucumber? Okay. So let's look at this a little. Let's look at lesson C again. So it says, is there a banana? We use the word a here because we can count bananas. So we have to say a. But here it says, is there any bread? We use any when we talk about something we cannot count. Or we can just say, is there sugar? This is okay too. I say this one is easier because it's less words. Is there sugar? Or we can write, is there any sugar? This is the same. Is there any sugar? Or is there sugar? This question and this question is the same. Is there sugar? Is there any sugar? But this question is different. Is there a cucumber? Cucumber is something we can count, so we have to write the word a here. So if we write, is there an orange? In this sentence, we write an. I need a marker. In this sentence, we write the word an because the next word starts with the letter O. So if the word starts with the letter A, E, I, O, or U, it's called a vowel. And if it starts with any of these letters, so in this case the letter O, we have to write an. See, the word orange starts with the letter O, so we have to write an. We write A for all the other letters. See, this cucumber starts with the letter C, so we write A. But because orange starts with the letter O, we have to write an, an. Is there an orange? Is there a cucumber? A, E, I, O, and U. These are called vowels. And if they are at the beginning of a word, so orange starts with O, then instead of A, we write an. But here, we write A because cucumber starts with C, and C is not one of these letters. So we write an for words that start with A, E, I, O, and U, and for A, all other letters. An is for A, E, I, O, and U. A is for all other letters.